right, welcome back. Welcome back. Where did we leave off? No, really, where did we leave off? Were you paying attention? Man, you wasn't paying attention. You got me up here telling this story, spending my time telling you this story, and you're not even listening. Go back and watch the other episodes and come back and then we'll get up to speed and maybe you can tell me what's going on. All right, well, you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and continue anyway. For those who are paying attention, who's been keeping up, when we last left off, we know that Sabota stormed out of the house. You know, he had a moment. He was in his feelings and he had a conversation with his wife, and she made a statement about how she didn't want the child to become a boxer. And who could blame her at a moment like that? Not only was it a very risky sport, not only was it, was he risking the child, risking their life and health going into a profession like that? It's a good chance that, they don't even see dividends. They don't even see the money coming back. So you can't blame her for not wanting the child to necessarily go in that direction, But anyway, so when Sabota stormed out of the house, where do you think he went? You guessed it. He went straight to the gym. He ran into the gym because he wanted to have a conversation with Mr. Ray. He was like, something's got to give. Something's got to give. So when he got to the gym, immediately, he felt a little bit better because, he seen everybody working and it just felt familiar to him. But at the same time, it felt awkward. For the first time, he felt like he didn't really belong there. For the first time in a while, should I say. He felt like he didn't even belong there. But anyway, he stepped into the place and he looked around looking for Mr. Ray. And then he looked, and there Mr. Ray was. He was in the ring. Well, outside of the ring. And he had his eye on the two fighters inside the ring sparring. And Sabota took this in for a minute. It was like, wow, like his world was flipped upside down, but meanwhile, it's like everybody else's world was just going on as usual, Things may have stopped for him, but it's like nothing else stopped for anybody else. So he took a deep breath, and then he started heading towards the ring. And then he heard somebody call his name. Sabota! Sabota! And he's like, what the? He turned around. He knew who it was. It was Ruben. Old Ruben was over there working on the speed bag, trying to, do his little, working, training and everything like that. But he stopped and, he saw Sabota, called him over. It was like, come here. And Sabota, for a minute, he didn't really want to stop because, he was on a mission, but he always made time for Ruben. I don't know what it was about Ruben, but that was one person that, he always seemed to make time for. It was something about Ruben that really, he felt for him, So Sabota walked over to him, to see what was going on. And, Ruben was looking real frustrated. And he wasn't happy at all. He looked kind of defeated. And so Sabota was like, what's going on? What's wrong with you? And Ruben was like, I'm mad, Sabota. And Sabota was like, what's going on? What you mad for? And he was like, I'm tired, man. I'm tired. Nobody giving me an opportunity. Nobody's giving me a shot. They keep saying I'm not good enough. But I am good enough. I am good enough. He kept saying, I am good enough. And Sabota was like, cool, chill out, relax, man. Of course you are. And then Ruben just was, frustrated, shaking his head. He was like, my grandma said that everybody deserves a chance. Everybody deserves a chance, and they won't give me a chance. And then Sabota was like, you right. Yeah, you right. Everybody, your grandma's right. Everybody do deserve a chance. And you gonna get yours. Just be cool. And when he said that about everybody deserving a chance, Sabota was a little taken back because it hit him that there's a lot of people out there, in all honesty, who won't get an opportunity. For whatever reason, there's a lot of people that won't get a shot. And Sabota knew that he had that shot. He had that opportunity. And He messed up. He blew it. Of course, you can make up for your losses and you can come back. They say a setback is nothing, setback is a setup for a comeback, right? But if we're being honest, sometimes certain opportunities don't come around twice. So here's Sabota was talking to Reuben, a man that his heart was in it and you could see that he really wanted it. But the way life is set up, it's a good chance that he wouldn't get that opportunity. But did Sabota say that to him? Of course not. Sabota always wanted to try to give him a sense of hope. Like I said before, everybody needs somebody that can speak life into them. Everybody needs somebody that's going to see the best in them and, give them some encouragement. And Sabota's words had a way of working every time. When he said that to Reuben, he said, you're going to get your opportunity. Just keep working. Reuben's face lit up. You could see his body language change. He was upright. And he said, really? You think so, Sabota? And Sabota's like, yeah, just keep working at it. Matter of fact, you've been working on those drills I've been showing you. And Reuben's like, yeah. And, Sabota's like, all right, let me see what you got. And Reuben turns around and he went back to that speed bag and was like, blah, blah, blah. And then he hit it one time, blah. And then he missed. And then he hit it one more time. And then he missed again. And he turned to Sabota and was like, had this look on his face like he pooped on himself or something, looking real frustrated and embarrassed. And he's just like, I messed up, Sabota. And Sabota kind of laughed then. It's like, man, cool out. It's okay. Just keep working at it. You're going to get it. And Reuben's like, okay. And then he said, you really think I'm going to get a chance one day? And Sabota's like, yeah, I think so. Just keep working. Everybody get their turn. And Reuben smiled and was like, I hope so. I can't wait because I'm going to buy Grandma that house. And Sabota's laughed and said, all right, keep working. And he said, well, I got to go, right? And Reuben was like, okay. And then Sabota turned around. And his face got serious. And he looked back at Mr. Ray. And he walked over there. And he felt awkward, right? He felt weird because he saw Mr. Ray look over at him too. Like Mr. Ray gave him a quick glance. I don't know if Mr. Ray knew Sabota saw him, but Sabota caught it. And then Mr. Ray didn't even acknowledge Sabota. So Sabota walked and stood behind him and was kind of like watching the guys in the ring while Mr. Ray was watching him. And then, he just said to him, he said, okay, so this is how it is. The whole world turn their back on me, then you do the same. And Mr. Ray, he just kind of like, he just kept looking forward like he didn't even hear Sabota. And then he said, okay, I get it. Nobody likes a loser, right? Everybody wants a winner, right? No time for the losers. And that's when Mr. Ray turned to him and was like, Sabota, what you want? And Sabota said, no, it's cool. I get it. I'll be all right, though. And then Mr. Ray was like, boy, what you want? And then when he said that, that's when he turned and looked at Sabota. And Sabota said, you know what I want. I want to get back in that ring. And then Mr. Ray was like, well, you know that we can't do that. And Sabota was like, why not? He's like, did you forget you got banned from the ring? Did you forget that? And Sabota was like, hey, well, whatever, man. We just go somewhere else. Can't we go to Mexico or something? Go somewhere else and fight? I'm not banned everywhere. I just want to get back in the ring. And Mr. Ray was like, yeah, you just want to get back in the ring. I get it. All right, tell you what. You go home, get your mind right. Start coming back in here, training. Get yourself back in shape, get your mind cleared. And then in 6 months, we'll see what we can get for you. And Sabota was like, come on, man, I need to get back in that ring. You know I need to get back in that ring. I got to take care of my family. I got things to do. And Mr. Ray said, man, well, you should have thought about that before you went and did what you did in that ring. Damn, Sabota, what the hell were you thinking? We were right there. And you blew it. And at this point, Sabota was speechless. What can he say after that? He knew it was the truth. But then he just kind of, took a moment and he looked at Mr. Ray and was like, okay, are you going to help me get back in the ring or not? Or am I going to have to find somebody else? And Mr. Ray couldn't believe what he just heard. He couldn't believe that Sabota was making this whole thing seem like it was his fault. Like he was responsible for making things work out. Well, meanwhile, it was Sabota the one who blew it, right? So Mr. Ray was like, he was a little shocked by that. But then he just looked at Sabota and said, okay, do what you got to do. But I'll tell you this, just make sure you don't end up regretting it. And Sabota realized at that moment, Mr. Ray wasn't playing around. And Sabota had a choice to make. Him getting in the ring didn't seem to be an option at this point. But like he said, he still had a family to take care of. He still had to provide. He didn't need boxing just for the financial gains. Of course, he had to take care of his family. But he realized that he needed boxing for his own sanity. Boxing is what kept him out of trouble. It kept him off the streets. Now he was at the point where he was like, he felt himself beginning to unravel. And he didn't know what he was going to do next.
To be continued.